confirmed number of cases of the coronavirus in Los Angeles County as of today comes to 164,870. The confirmed number of deaths reaches 4,213. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 855, with total confirmed deaths remaining at 53. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Christine Lee. It's 4 p.m. on Wednesday, July 22nd. California officially became the state with the most confirmed coronavirus infections in the U.S., surpassing New York with more than 409,000 positive cases. The data from Johns Hopkins University shows the Golden State now has 1,100 COVID-19 cases more than New York, which has seen significant declines in new infections, deaths, and hospitalizations. Now, despite California experiencing higher case counts, they've not had as many fatalities as New York. The Empire State recorded more than 25,000 COVID-19 related deaths, 3 times as many as California. Governor Gavin Newsom gave a press briefing this afternoon announcing another record-breaking number of new positive cases today. Over the past 24 hours, Newsom says nearly 13,000 people tested positive for COVID-19 with a positivity rate at nearly 10%. Governor Newsom also said the state has taken measures to ensure enough personal protective equipment to keep California's doctors, nurses, and other essential workers protected and help flatten the curve. So far, California has distributed 86 million N95 masks and 297 million surgical masks. As of today, 33 counties, including Los Angeles, remain on California's COVID-19 watch list. Those counties represent 91% of the state's population, estimated at 36 million people. Younger adults continue to drive the coronavirus surge in Los Angeles County. According to the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health, data shows that among the more than 2,700 new cases confirmed yesterday, 57% of those are 41 years old and younger. Public Health Director Dr. Barbara Ferrer said the tragedy of what we are witnessing is that many of our younger residents are interacting with each other and not adhering to the recommended prevention measures, while older residents continue to experience the results of this increased spread with the worst health outcomes. She shared that while people over the age of 65 account for only 11% of all cases, that same group also accounts for nearly 75% of all deaths. She urged the public to stay home whenever possible, not gather in groups, social distance when out in public, wash hands often, wear a face covering, and not let their guards down. The U.S. inches one step closer to getting its first batch of a potential COVID-19 vaccine as early as the end of the year. Pharmaceutical company Pfizer is set to receive $2 billion from the U.S. to deliver 100 million doses of a COVID-19 vaccine currently being developed. According to the U.S. Health and Human Services, the U.S. could buy another 500 million doses under the agreement, of course, with approval by the Food and Drug Administration. Pfizer Inc. and BioNTech SE announced separately that the agreement is with the HHS and the U.S. Defense Department for a vaccine candidate the companies are developing jointly. This is part of the Trump administration's Operation Warp Speed vaccine program, which aims to deliver 300 million doses of a safe and effective COVID-19 vaccine by January of next year. The coronavirus continues to impact how people are grocery shopping. As restaurants are forced to close indoor operations, many are left with little to no choice but to pick up, take out, or simply cook at home. Consumers may notice an upward trend in prices increasing since the start of the pandemic. The United States Department of Agriculture says grocery prices will rise by 3% on average this year, the highest increase the U.S. has seen in 10 years. With so many people working from home, grocery prices are rising faster than food costs from restaurants and food chains. The demand for meat, poultry, and fish has also driven up prices for these items across the board, along with staples like dairy, eggs, bread, and fresh produce. The Los Angeles County Public Health Department updated its reopening orders for safer at work and in the community to help control the spread of COVID-19. They list examples of public sites and activities that are open with required modifications, as well as places that are still closed. The interactive flyer available online allows you to click on the activity to learn about the requirements set at each site. You'll see that gyms, fitness centers, museums, galleries, zoos, aquariums, Personal care services, restaurants, and places of worship are still only allowed in outdoor spaces. To read all the details, go to the city's website dedicated to all things COVID-19. That's torranceca.gov/COVID-19. City staff has been hard at work to ensure the business community is complying with COVID-19 safety protocols and safety measures to ensure the public is safe when entering their establishments, and businesses are doing their best to minimize the spread of the virus. Since the beginning of the month, the city's permit center has had more than 1,100 customers, and staff has conducted approximately 850 inspections. And in recent weeks, building inspection staff has shared concerns of violations in the business community, particularly at construction sites, where workers were not wearing face coverings, not maintaining social distancing, and not complying with Los Angeles County's public health guidelines, putting not only the public but inspectors at risk of being exposed. The Community Development Department continues to follow up to ensure guidelines are being followed and, when possible, scheduling appointments for virtual inspections. As a reminder, safety recommendations at work include social distancing at least 6 feet apart, avoiding gatherings, using PPE'S such as gloves, goggles, face shields, and face coverings appropriate for the activity being performed, staggering employees, avoiding shared desks, phones, or work tools, and, if they must be shared, being sure they are cleaned and disinfected before and after each use. You can find more information at torranceca.gov/COVID-19. Torrance City officials met online last night to discuss city business again. The nearly 4.5-hour-long meeting was held on Zoom. Mayor Patrick Fury proposed a mandatory face covering enforcement like many neighboring cities that are now citing residents caught without a mask with a fine of upwards of a few $100s. 5 of the 6 council members agreed to bring this item back at a later meeting to continue discussions. And Councilman George Chen read a resolution denouncing xenophobia and anti-Asian American and Pacific Islander sentiment due to fears of COVID-19 and affirming the city's commitment to the well-being and safety of its Asian American communities. The Torrance Public Library was also approved to purchase audiovisual materials for its libraries, and this council moved to authorize the allocation and appropriation of the 2020 to 2021 Community Development Block Grant, as well as the Coronavirus Relief and Economic Security Funds, which total more than $440,000 to help with the rental assistance and the business assistance programs. You can catch the full replay of the entire meeting and hear details of each agenda item discussed. Tune in tonight and tomorrow at 10 p.m., Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. due to the meeting's extended length. It can be seen here on City Cable, over the air on 25.2, streaming online, and on demand on YouTube. Some big news came from El Camino College as President Dina Maloney announced her retirement. Maloney, who was selected as the college's 6th superintendent and president of the Board of Trustees in October 2015, says she will retire after the 2020 to 2021 academic year when her contract ends. She says, quote, "Serving at El Camino College has been the highlight of my career in higher education. There's something special about this institution and its mission. It's been an honor to work alongside so many talented colleagues in the faculty, staff, and administration who are committed to making the El Camino College experience transformative for our students," end quote. Maloney helped implement guided pathways, the vision for success, and a new student-centered funding formula. She has helped to make significant progress on ECC's capital construction program, including the completion of the new student services building, gymnasium, admin building with a pool, and classroom building set to open later this summer. The College District Board of Trustees will launch a nationwide search for President Maloney's successor. A nonprofit organization is hoping to help get the message out about anti-Asian sentiment brought on by COVID-19.
I've heard people make comments like, "Thanks for bringing the virus over."
Didn't it come from you guys?
A passenger told me that I should go back to China.
I've had strangers cough at me.
People move away from me.
Someone spit 3 times towards my direction. I felt so violated. My biggest fear is that all the stereotypes that we've worked so hard to break are just going to be reversed. And I won't let that happen.
Everyone has to keep everyone else safe.
We all have to play our part.
I've been spending 8 to 10 hours a day making masks.
I donate my plasma.
As an essential worker, I'm delivering food,
As
groceries
part
for
of the
my
Ad
community.
Council's
I'm
Love
putting
Has
myself
No
at large
Labels
risk.
campaign, their latest public service announcement is called Fight the Virus, Fight the Bias. This was in partnership with the talented producer and writer Alan Yang. The campaign features an all-Asian American cast, including essential workers like a firefighter, a grocery worker, a nurse, a doctor, and a chef, sharing their experiences of COVID-related harassment and discrimination. According to a recent Pew Research Center survey, Asian adults in the country say they're most likely to say they've been subject to slurs or jokes because of their race or ethnicity since the outbreak began, compared to 21% of Black adults, 15% of Hispanic adults, and 8% of white adults. The survey also found that 4 in 10 adults say it's more common for people to express racist or racially insensitive views about people who are Asian than before the coronavirus outbreak. Ad Council President Sherry Klein says she hopes with their national reach and platform of resources, they can help increase the public's awareness and stop the spread of racism. Los Angeles County leaders came to a unanimous decision to take action to change systemic racism and bias in its policies, practices, and services. This was passed at the Board of Supervisors meeting yesterday to combat inequalities within bureaucracy and hold officials accountable if they fail to uphold anti-racial policies. This motion was initiated by Supervisor Mark Ridley Thomas. He says it was inspired by nationwide protests following George Floyd's death. The new anti-racist policy agenda should guide leaders in areas of healthcare to law enforcement, ensuring that all policies address inequalities faced by minorities. According to the National Association of Counties, this change in policies makes LA the 37th county in the nation to declare racism a matter of public health. Supervisors also voted to put a measure on the November ballot that would require at least 10% of the county's general fund to go towards social service and racial justice program. The Los Angeles County Supervisors are backing an ongoing program that provides legal representation to immigrants at risk of deportation. Supervisors approved a motion to extend the LA Justice Fund by contributing $3 million, a public-private partnership providing help to those detained by federal immigration authorities. Many are separated from their families and communities and face the possibility of being deported to their country of origin, even though many consider Los Angeles as their homeland. Supervisors Hilda Solis and Janice Hahn recommended the county maintain its commitment, saying that nearly 44% of the county's workforce is made up of immigrants. The LA Justice Fund would offer representation during legal proceedings, which make them 5 times more likely to get positive immigration relief than those without an attorney to help. Thousands of families have been helped since the program was established in 2017 between the County of LA, the City of LA, the California Community Foundation, and the Weingart Foundation. The Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce is hoping to help local business owners grappling with the health pandemic by making a request to California's governor on their behalf. A letter was sent to Governor Newsom recently, pleading to suspend the increase in minimum wage. The coronavirus continues to impact all businesses across the board, with small businesses hit especially hard. With costs increasing to operate without consistent income to offset those expenses, many businesses aren't sure how they will afford to continue operating. Governor Newsom does have the authority to suspend the scheduled increase of minimum wage next August, as a provision was added to suspend the increase if there were to be an economic crisis. Torrance City Council members also agree. Last night at their weekly meeting, members concurred that the minimum wage increase would have a devastating impact on the local economy and plan to send a letter to the governor asking to reconsider the scheduled minimum wage increase to help local businesses. A popular online professional networking site and job recruitment service announced plans for layoffs, letting go nearly 1,000 employees. LinkedIn says roughly 6% of its global workforce will be impacted. Employees in the U.S. are set to receive at least 10 weeks of severance pay and a year of continued health coverage through COBRA. Those being laid off will continue in their roles through August 21st. The company is owned by Microsoft and is based in Sunnyvale, California. A popular men's retailer announced plans to close hundreds of stores nationwide due to the economic impacts of the health pandemic. Tailored Brands, the owner of Men's Warehouse and Joe's A Bank, both specialty stores for men's apparel and custom suits, says they'll plan to close up to 500 locations. The news comes after stores temporarily closed and people's clothing habits changed, with many working from home and not needing to suit up to go to work. Tailor brands say they have more than 19,000 employees in more than 1,400 stores. They joined several retail giants like Victoria's Secret, Nordstrom, and jewelry chains Kay, Zales, and Jared, as they've already announced plans to close stores. The Men's Warehouse on Hawthorne Boulevard has been in Torrance for more than 40 years. It's unclear if they will be one of the 500 that could close this year. Young professionals in Torrance looking to stay connected now have a great place to meet online. Thanks to the Torrance Area Chamber of Commerce, South Bay Hype will meet tomorrow virtually at 12 p.m. Hype, which stands for Helping Young Professionals Excel, is geared for those 21 to 40 to connect, support, and network with one another. Tomorrow's highlighted speaker is Lori Porter, co-owner of Smog City Brewing Company in Torrance. Hear what she has to say about creativity and adaptability in times of crisis. You can RSVP online at torrancechamber.com/ZoomHype. The popular San Diego-based Comic-Con is going virtual today due to COVID-19 and is inviting the public to join for free. This week would have marked the annual event, drawing thousands to the San Diego Convention Center. But this year's organizers prepared a digital version, giving everyone a chance to take part in the home convention experience. Comic-Con Home kicks off today through July 26th. There were more than 350 panels pre-recorded that wrapped up earlier this month, featuring actors, writers, and more famous names from the worlds of television, movies, gaming, and comics. And while fans won't get to have live interaction with the panelists, fans are invited to submit questions for their panel. To check it out, go to comic-con.org. Heading into the end of July, we want to hear what your summer plans are and how you plan to make it the best one yet. Whether it's a quiet night in or treating yourself to an alfresco-style dinner, no matter how big or small your summer plans are, we want to see how you're capturing each summer moment. Share your summer fun story. Email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share stories from our community, feel-good pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and reflects how Torrance truly cares. The City of Torrance is launching a new campaign tomorrow called the Dare to Care Challenge. Inspired by Torrance Councilman Tim Goodrich, who wanted to create a program to celebrate the community's differences, embrace diversity, and promote kindness, the city is invited to take part in a positive message to be shared with the world. The challenge invites the community to show that goodness always wins and kindness can be contagious. You can participate by creating a poster that says, "I dare to care," and display it at your workplace or at home. You can also post a picture doing a random act of kindness and tag 3 friends, challenging them to dare to care. Random acts of kindness could be as simple as taking out your neighbor's trash, picking up groceries for a friend to save them a trip, writing a letter to a senior who may be isolated at home, or paying it forward at a drive-thru. These are called selflessies, selfies of yourself doing a selfless act. Be sure to use the hashtags TorranceCares, TorranceCA, and Dare to Care, and share a fun photo of yourself. And if you're on Facebook, add the Dare to Care Facebook frame to your profile picture to show your support. Your good deeds may be featured right here on our show, on the city's social media sites, as well as on the city's weekly e-newsletter. We can't wait to see how creative the community gets. That's our update for COVID-19 today. We hope you'll join us again tomorrow at 4 p.m. as Ben McCain brings you the latest updates. Be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
For the sweaty faces and the hidden smiles, the foggy glasses and the sore ears, the determined looks and the muffled laughs. A simple piece of fabric makes a big statement. I care. Let's all do our part to slow the spread. Wear a mask. Learn more at covid19.ca.gov.
Working in the ER, I walked in and there was a patient that took one look at me and decided that she wanted a different nurse because I was Asian. I'm just trying to help people. I'm a nurse, not a virus. Fight the virus, fight the bias.
My fellow Californians, real important message. I need y'all to stay in the house for me, man. Real talk. I need everybody to stay in the house. I know it's hard, but we got to stay in the house so we can get this thing, under control. So please do me a favor and stay home and spread the word. Stay in the house. Do not go outside unless you have to. Please. The longer you stay outside, the longer we're going to be inside. I love y'all. This from Big Snoop Dogg. Peace.